Hello!
Hey.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. We are sprinting once again. And of course, Twitter undid my tweet that I had all set up. That
Rude.
very rude of it. I can't believe it did that to me. Well, that's fine. I'll figure this out when we go on the sprints. Real quick, would anybody like to introduce themselves very quickly? And or any pets that happen to be in the room with you, since I like seeing your pets.
Hi, I'm Laura from Laura's Bookish Quarter. I don't have a pet yet, but if you see me in a month, I will have a new German Shepherd puppy. But I don't have a dog yet.
I'm so excited for you.
But we're very excited. But I'm reading I Hunt Killers by Barry Lyga. It was on my spring TBR. And I fail at reading my spring TBR books. I make videos, I make lists, and I never complete any of them. So.
Same.
Story of my life, but this is what I'm currently reading.
This is why I created a TBR game where I get punished if I don't do the reading.
I know, but I make these lists and I just have to hold myself accountable. It's just bad, but
yeah. I mean, I feel like TBRs, honestly, like, they're there to motivate you, and if that's what works to motivate you, go with it. If it's not, don't. Like, that's part of why I've never been, that's why I've never been, like, really a stickler for sticking with my TBRs, because I'm just like, you know what, getting me thinking about what I might read gets me excited to be able to read. So, anyways. Anyone else? You're not going to introduce yourself, Cal?
Okay, I will. Hi, I'm Cal. I'm from Retrieving Books, and we've got Cassie and Briar with us tonight. I feel like I can't. My ladies, they've both done the same amount of exercise today, and only one of them is tired. And yeah, that's.
Nice.
Follow me for more of them.
Yes, yeah, that's definitely the main reason people should follow you. What are you reading?
I am reading Half a King by Joe Abercrombie, and I'm almost done, and I'm really loving it.
Yeah, I'm excited now because I have a Joe Abercrombie over there somewhere, and at some point I will be doing a reading adult fantasy vlog, and he'll be in there somehow. So, all right, we have one person left.
Hey everybody, I'm V from Caffeinated Covers, and I'm reading the book that I started in the last one. Was like, oh, I'll finish this book in a single night, and didn't realize it was 700 pages.
Was that
again? So the book is the Hunger of the Gods by John Gwynn. My Kindle says I have like 1 hour left in the book. I'm at like 93%. Work has been super busy the last week or two, and I just need to like make time to get this done.
Yes.
So I'm really excited, and it's also like it's the end. It's super exciting. Everything's coming together, and I'm just like waiting for the payoff.
Nice. I heard really good things about John Gwynn. I want to read him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, highly recommend.
That's the part I'm at too, where it's just like everything's like happening, and I'm like,
mm-hmm.
I can already feel y'all yelling at us when we come back from sprints because it's like 45 minutes.
Like, so, now you stopped me right at the good part.
Yeah. You might get to like where we're finally in the denouement, but who knows? I will be reading Live Ship because I am on page 83 and it's 640 something pages and I have to have them all done by Tuesday. So
good luck.
I want to do as little of this using the audiobook as possible because I hated the narrator for the last one, and I am realizing, and I think part of it is we're spending less time in the characters that I hated so much in the last book. Mm-hmm. And there's a whole bunch of interesting political stuff that's going on right now, but part of why I had such a hard time reading last time and such a negative experience was because of the narrator. So
definitely.
We have Brianna with us. Hi, Brianna. Also Rachel. Hello, Rachel. And Kayla has joined us today as well. Hello, Kayla. Rachel is here suffering with me. She sent me a text. Was like, I'm so behind. And I was like, I haven't even started. Don't look at me.
That's where I'm at with Kaufman Has for our live. So,
I mean, at least at least there is some gay content in it at some point. Like not a lot, but the main character is into women. So I haven't gotten any further since the last time we found that out, though.
So we're both doing great with Catherine House.
If I finish Catherine House, we'll have Catherine House, Atlas 6, and Ace of Spades. Yeah, Ace of Spades to talk about.
Okay.
Maybe if we were villains, if I can get to it. I have to finish this though, because I can't like if we can only talk about 2 books on my channel, it's not a big deal. If I can't talk about this on Bethany's channel, I have failed.
That's kind of the whole point, yeah.
So, Kayla has the last 50 pages of Aurora Burning to listen to. Wait, is that book 2? I can't remember which one I read. The audiobook is very good. Okay, I only read book 1 so far, but like the audiobook, so good.
Yeah, that whole series was really good. I really like that.
They had really talented narrators. And I think, a couple of the voices that they used, I recognize from other stuff.
Amy Kaufman has a new podcast where she's like chronicling her process to do her first YA novel.
Nice.
Pub Dates. And it's really interesting. I've listened to like the first 4 episodes. It comes out in 2023, which seems like a million years away, but she like gives like the processes of it. It's really, really interesting. So that's coming out
Interesting.
in 20. But yeah, it's called Pub Dates. It comes out I think every Tuesday or Wednesday. They're in Australia, so it's like a little bit of a different schedule. But it's really interesting if you're interested in seeing like the behind the scenes of 2 books. One's called Nightbirds and one's called Isle of the Gods. So
interesting. I am very bad at keeping up with podcasts these days.
Yeah.
So, we also have Allie. Hey, Allie. And okay, so shall we start sprints here in a minute so that we can wait? How do I do this? I've forgotten what I'm doing. I've been saying that I'm gonna make like a tutorial for this myself, but I feel like I need the tutorial. Okay, wait, that's the wrong one. This is the one I want. That one we can close. Okay. All right, there is our timer. Ta-da. Ooh, and hello, we have also been joined by Stephanie. Hello, Stephanie. Stephanie says, I just finished Throne of Glass. I will be writing my review and starting Clockwork Angel next. I highly, good choice. Good choice for book.
Excellent.
Good choice for book. Listen, I think that every time I finish a book, and sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes the feeling passes, All right, let us go. 3, 2, 1. Mute your mics.
the twist that just happened.
You're like,
Are you okay?
Yeah, I just I would never have guessed it.
Mm-hmm.
Like looking back, there are definitely like hints, but none so like obvious that if it wasn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. I read 23 very frustrating pages. Like I got halfway through and like something happened and I had to put the book down. I was just like, oh my god, I hate this character.
I read 50.
I truly want this child to die so I don't have to deal with her anymore.
Malta?
Yes, she's so fucking selfish. Anyways, how did y'all do?
I read about 50 pages. He's a very interesting main character, I'll say that. Like, he's the son of a serial killer. And now a murder has happened, and he's just inserting himself into this crime scene.
Are you sure he didn't do it?
What?
Are you sure he didn't do it?
I don't know. He's just like inserting himself. He's like, oh, this is definitely a serial killer. So he's an interesting point of view to be in. His grandma just said a really, really funny line, but it's like interesting. I rarely read characters that are lead men. Normally I read a lot of female-led stories, so just interesting to being in a male-led story, but it's interesting. I haven't read a thriller in a while, so.
I read so much adult fantasy, I don't get a choice most of the time.
Yeah.
I do like it. Like, I like the Assassin's Apprentice series, but I think a lot of that is because it was written by a woman.
Yeah.
Like, the stuff that she did, you could tell that she was making a point with it rather than just including it because she could. Not that all male authors do that, but I've definitely, Terry Goodkind, read some. So, how did you do, V?
I got done with 28 pages. The big twist came right as the little alarm thing went off.
Oh no!
So like you promised you'd interrupt me at like the good part and you delivered, so congratulations. It's all your fault. I say that with love. I hope that came through.
Oh, so I got both you and Cal right at the big twist.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That's really good.
I'm like gonna order these the sequels on the next spring. Like it's happening.
That's gonna be great. That's gonna be great. All right. So is your book, Laura? Like, is he going to be helping them solve the murder?
So, well, he has like a connection with like the cops, but like it's weird. Like he's like they found a dead body and he's just like watching the crime scene, and then he like goes to the morgue and is like, you know, looking at all these things, and I'm just like, you are just like, I am not that brave. That is not my personality. I am just more of a sit back and watch. So when I read characters that are really bold, I'm like, you go do you, but that's just not my life. So I'm intrigued. Like he keeps saying things like, I'm not a killer. And like what is it? He says like,
I'm feeling a Dexter situation here.
Yeah. No,
I'm getting Dexter vibes right now. I'm not a killer. You sure?
Like,
You're sure acting like it.
Hold on. Oh, people matter. That's what he keeps saying. Like people matter. It's just interesting. Like I don't know if their cops are gonna use. I know that this is like a trilogy, so I know that there's 2 more books. I'm intrigued. His dad's currently in jail, but it's just but then you get a point of view of the killer. Has anyone ever read the Natural series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes?
No, but I want to.
It's very, very good. She does a very very similar way. You also get a point of view of the killer. Hers is like you're in like the you point of view, which is really interesting. So it reminds me a little bit of that. But if you've never read that series, I highly recommend it. If you but that's a series you have to read like back to back to back because it's a very, very tightly wound story. All of hers are because she's like a clinical psychologist.
Oh, interesting.
If you do read her debutante story, again, it's like a very, very tightly wound story.
Interesting. Does she taught writing? Because I follow her on Twitter.
Yeah, no, yeah, she does teach writing, but she also is like a clinical psychologist.
Very cool.
Yeah. So if you, her natural series is really, really good. I recommend you read it closer together because it's a very tightly wound story.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I read about 100 pages, so I'm curious to see where the story goes.
I'm just trying to suffer through this book for the characters that I actually like right now. Like, I want this child. I don't want her to suffer terrible consequences for her actions, but I want her to suffer some consequences right now.
I'm just thinking of where she is in the Rain Wilds Chronicles, and I'm like, you might.
Or worse.
Yeah, well, she's older.
I'm just like it's one of those things that like you can tell. Like, I'm starting to get the feeling that her father has to have been saying terrible things about her mother and grandmother when it's just him and her. Because how else does a child get these kind of ideas about, or she's overheard people talking about them or something like that. And it's one of those things that she's so incredibly selfish right now that I'm just like, just kick her out. Just be done with her. She's stressing me out.
Well, that's not what happens. So
yeah, I'm just hoping it isn't. We did just get to what the live ships are.
Yeah. It's not great, is it?
It's terrible. I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's really fucked up. And the Rain Wilds Chronicles is like.
And I get it because nobody understood, but also how very human to like fuck around with stuff you don't understand and then realize that you have done an atrocity.
Oh, did we just do a baby genocide? Whoops. Un petit genocide, like, oh no.
Well, it's the Magdalene Laundries all over again.
Yeah, it's not great.
No, wait, I don't think Magdalene Laundries. I think that was primarily adult women. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, it's I'm definitely gonna need to finish Assassin's Quest before I get to the last book in this series, I think. So
I've read Assassin Apprentice and I struggled with it a little bit.
Yeah.
So
this one I like, so it's interesting because they are very, very different books because Assassin's Apprentice were only in Fitz's head. This one we like a gajillion different people's heads. And some of them you want to set on fire, and some of them you like.
Do I have to read that series before I read?
You can read. So supposedly you can start with Live Ship, or you can start with the Assassins series.
Do you have a recommendation? Should I keep finishing the Assassins? Because I did read the first book.
Yeah, I don't like. Did you struggle with it because you didn't like the characters or the right? Like, what was the struggle?
I think it was just boring to me.
Okay. It is a very, like, slow book, but it's weird because it's slow, but it's fast.
Okay. Maybe I'll try to read Royal
Assassin is... There's a slow... Like, Royal Assassin does the same thing where there's a very slow build, and then you get about halfway through the book, and you're so fucking stressed you can't read it.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna read. I'm mostly reading middle grade books next month. So maybe that will be like a.
Yeah, give yourself a little buffer. And I think the thing about these is like these are books you have to take your time with.
Yes, because I was also reading The Queen's Poisoner by Jeff Wheeler. I read them like back to back, and those two stories are very, very similar to me. So
yeah,
I should give it another.
It helps that it helped that like at least with Royal Assassin I could like put it down when I was getting stressed or when I had something else up and pick something else up and then come back to it.
Okay, maybe I'll try to read that next month.
All right.
We're ready to get back to our books.
Like, oh my God. All right, 3, 2, 1, mute your mic. And we're back. Well, 3 of us are back. Cal is who knows where.
She's taking care of her dog, I think.
Yeah, I am sure the dogs. There we go. Okay, hold on. I'm letting my computer. I'm letting my.
She's
I
back.
got 18 pages read that time.
Yeah.
And I also brushed my teeth because I couldn't take it anymore.
I was giving eardrops to a golden retriever.
Oh.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun.
He's okay about it. Poor guy, he's just got a sore ear. So.
Oh, Matt.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, does he have an ear infection?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Oh.
Silly boy. And that is why we pluck Schnauzer's ears, because they got a fuck ton of hair in there.
Oh, true. No, Golden's, it just tends to get like moisture gets in, and then because they're so droopy, it just doesn't air out. So
yeah, with Schnauzers, because their hair is so dense, I think propping the ears does help with that because it's so dense. You have to be careful with that as well.
Pointed ears always are better, like cleaner than floppy ears.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of vets with like pits and like bulldogs and stuff. They'll recommend cropping the ears to prevent ear infections and other things.
So, yeah, I'm still on the fence about that. It just will depend on where I am in my life because it's a commitment for a few weeks. But I will be smarter about it this time than last time because we didn't do very well last time.
Recurring ear infections is also a commitment.
Yeah, true.
Come here.
You're sitting down there with your German Shepherd coming home like, ha ha ha, peasants, my dog's ears will point naturally.
Oh my god, it was funny because we saw her on Tuesday and I was holding her and my dad did not take a photo because he was terrified of me dropping her. And then we got a video yesterday and I'm like, that does not look like the same dog.
Oh my god, that's funny.
That does not she looks so big compared to when I was holding her. I was like, that does not look like the same dog. When I saw them on Tuesday, they could not walk. And now the video we saw, people were jumping on her, and I was like, oh no, she got jumped on.
That's it. Puppies bounce. They're like babies.
I know. And then she jumps back up, and we're like, she's fine. But it was just now she's running. Oh my god, it was just very, very cute. So. Oh my god, your dog is so cute.
He is unsure of this. He's like, who are these voices?
Yeah, no, he was whining and being really distracting during sprints, so I figured bring him up. I did take him out though. He's getting heartworm treatment, and so he's taking steroids, which make him pee more. And yeah,
that's some scary shit too.
Is that
yeah,
that is a beautiful markings, eh? Those are
yeah, he's adorable. Tate.
Oh,
you're handsome.
Yeah, he's completely and utterly devoted to me. But yeah, he's a foster. I'd keep him if I thought he'd do okay with my cat, but he's a little bit too interested. And yeah.
Yeah. How did everyone else do?
I finished.
You finished?
5 stars. Yeah,
5 stars.
Yeah, it just ended so fucking epically. And I immediately went and bought the second 2.
Okay, so you bought it.
And you didn't tell Alex.
Yeah.
No.
We should have them delivered to Emma's, and you keep them at Emma's, and then
That's
Alex
diabolical.
never have to know.
That's
how would they know?
I know it's brilliant. I know that because you're gonna do it now.
Oh yeah, I might. No, I mean that. I feel like that's fair though to buy a book and then buy the next 2 in the series.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's not like you're buying the book out of nowhere.
Exactly. And then I started the other Joe Abercrombie series.
Oh,
nice.
I've heard very good things about that one.
It starts off really fun.
Yeah, one of the booktubers I follow really likes that series.
Nice.
It starts with our main character like falling down a hill, so that's great.
Oh. I don't know which vlog she read it in, but Peru's Project read that relatively recently.
Okay.
I don't know which reading vlog it was, but she read it and she really liked it. I think I read about like 50 pages. His point of view is interesting.
Nice.
It's just like interesting. Like he was basically raised to be a serial killer. Like basically like Dexter. But I just he's like he does things and I'm like, why are you inserting yourself in this situation? Like you do not need to insert yourself. But it's interesting.
All serial killers ever though.
Yeah. I know. And then like he's like just storming into the police office and he's like, it's like I guarantee you it's a serial killer. It's just I would not do that. But again, I am not the character in a YA novel, so I guess that's okay.
Yeah.
I live like a quiet life. These characters, not so much.
You're like, I'm not interesting enough to understand what's going on here.
I am not interested. I tell my students that all the time. Like they really want to follow me on YouTube. I'm like, you guys can follow me on YouTube all you want. I'm not that interesting. Like nothing exciting happens. I promise. They're all like adamant. Like,
that's a compliment from you do middle schoolers, right?
Yeah.
That is a compliment from them because they clearly don't think you're boring.
Well, it's funny because I don't ever tell them I'm on YouTube, but like last year it was really apparent because I linked because I had to upload a lot of videos because I was teaching remotely, and my YouTube channel was linked. To, and all the videos were hidden, so the really sneaky kids were like, "Miss Morrow has a YouTube channel." And I was like, you had to figure that one out. Because it was just my name. And then I changed it to Laura's Bookish Corner. And then they're like, oh, Miss Mara has a YouTube channel. So now I don't know.
The kids are on to you.
Yeah.
Will join us, by the way. Max came in. I think Max and Julie might have come in previously, but I wasn't paying attention. And Julie came in and Beth came in. Hi, Beth. Beth is I'm jumping between Shadows of Self, good book, and Crazy Rich Asians right now, also a good book. I feel like that one's better probably for some people on audio book because I know not everyone likes the footnotes, and I didn't even know it had footnotes until someone mentioned it.
Yeah, that one I read a while ago, but it was fun.
It was interesting. I haven't finished the series. I would like to at some point. But I had friends that really enjoyed it and really liked it. So
footnotes are like flirty almost. Like, oh.
If you do them right and you do it, that it's because I've seen a lot of like middle grade where the Bartimaeus trilogy, which I am mad at still, but the Bartimaeus trilogy has this really great system where there will be footnotes and it's one of the characters being snarky about history or something, and it really adds to the story and the feeling, and it works really well with the narrative style.
There's only
I feel like that trilogy is the gold standard for how you're supposed to do footnotes.
Yeah,
because it just does it so well.
Yeah, in fiction, obviously.
The correct way to do footnotes is the Chicago Manual of Style, and I will hear no arguments on that matter.
That's so funny. What was it? Oh, Kim Ji-young, born 1982, does a really good job of using footnotes as well. But that one is an attempt. It's a much more because it's supposed to be the therapist's notes.
Oh, cool.
So it's a much more clinical thing, and then the author will actually link you to the studies that the main character is talking about or the therapist is talking about.
Oh. It's probably an APA.
It was written in Korean. So I assume they're using it had to be translated. So I don't know what they were, if it was translated in the US, it probably was Chicago Manual of Style.
No. Not for psychology.
Okay, possibly, but I don't so it was written in Korean. I don't know if they would have been doing psychologists or if they're doing whatever the in-house standard for publishing is. And most publishers use Chicago Manual of Style.
I'm just saying everybody's wrong but historians.
Wait, everyone but historians does it one way and we're the ones that are wrong?
No, every discipline does it their own way.
Okay. Last sprint.
Oh, can I say something right quick?
Yes, you got 7 seconds.
Okay, I finished Hunger of the Gods 5 stars, and I have feelings.
Okay, we'll talk about the feelings when we come back.
Cool.
But mute now. And we're back.
Cal,
We're busy.
y'all are adorable.
Thank you.
Cute.
She's so good.
Oh.
Mm.
All right. How much did I read? It's a good question. Oh,
I think about 30 pages.
okay.
I read about 30.
I read 26 pages.
Yeah.
Nice,
I-
nice.
I'm here.
I read 10 and then felt way too tired to continue.
Continue on.
Oh boy.
I had a feeling that's what had happened when I saw you curled around Briar.
This Briar?
Oh, sorry, that's
How dare
Cass.
you? How dare you?
I'm sorry. Who admitted that you can't always tell which one is which in the dog?
I said look at their pigmentation and you can tell.
I can't even tell what color her nose is right now except brown. It's just a bunch of brown.
Oh my god, and are you saying that Briar has a brown nose? Because Briar's nose is perfectly black.
Right now the nose is just dark.
How dare you? How dare you? This is
So
a disgrace on Cassie's good name.
Dull.
I love that you like what the fuck?
It's okay, Kippy.
What did y'all do?
You're distinct.
Yeah.
We got 30 pages on one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I read about 20 pages, I think. I got up
Nice.
to page 182. So I read about 100 pages during all the sprints. So
Nice.
pretty good.
That's not bad. I don't know how many pages I read. This reads, I guess, a lot. Either I read slower or this reads slower.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm usually about a page a minute, although this is adult and not, what's it called? YA.
Oh, yeah. Adult books always take me longer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Always.
So, all right.
You really offended her. She left.
She went away. Oh no. Bye, Cassie.
I don't think she has ever paid attention to a single thing that I have said on these live streams.
No,
Ever.
but even if you were in person, she wouldn't pay attention to a single thing.
I know. That's what I expect.
Yeah.
So,
Are you Fetch or my mother? No. Okay.
I mean, I would play fetch with her.
Then she'd start to pay attention.
I am that would, yeah, I'm sure she'd just be like, "Oh, you play fetch too?
Oh, you're one of the good ones. All
Will you
right.
play now? Now? Will you play fetch now?"
And never stop.
Yeah.
So, how did the book end? By the way, V, we didn't get to talk about it much.
Yeah, so without spoiling things, I have feelings. My heart is broken in a little way, but it kind of like matches the like plot and pacing of the entire series, so it makes sense for this to happen, but it's still sad. There's one character in that book who's like a very like self-serving coward type character that's just like trying to survive because he like stuck his nose in something a little bit too big and now he's like stuck. And on one hand, I hate him and want to punch him in the face. On the other hand, his parts are extremely entertaining. And
At least they're entertaining.
mm-hmm. It's like you are a terrible person. You're like Benny in the Mummy, where like I know he's gonna get his comeuppance for like not picking a side and just like going to whatever sides gives him the best chance of survival and being a coward the entire time. But yeah. And I think I know what the cover is going to look like on the next one. I think it's going to have an eagle, and I'm not going to say why. But I also know that this author, he lost his daughter, and I have a feeling that it's going to be a while before we get the next book. But at the same time, like, that's a huge loss, and I definitely hope he takes all the time he needs to heal and stuff.
Yeah, it depends with people, just like what they need.
Mm-hmm.
I know people that like their reaction to loss is, I am going to work yeah, I need to get away from it. And there are people that are like, nope, I'm going to take a minute and recoup.
Definitely.
I mean, I guess everyone ends up taking a minute to recoup at some point. Just some get to it faster than others.
Oh yeah. No, everybody grieves differently.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm, we'll see with this book. I'm starting to think that one of the characters that I hate so much, we've gotten some of his backstory and some of the abuse that has happened to him as a child. And suddenly I'm like, I wouldn't be mad if you got a redemption. Like I'm mad at you now, but like if you were to become a better person, I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. Do any of these characters that I've, besides Malta, been ranting about appear in the Rain Wilds, Cal?
Whoever she marries.
Oh.
She ends up married to one of them.
I know, I figured that much.
Yeah.
Is it Rain?
No.
Okay, good, because he's way too old for her.
No, this is somebody like more age appropriate, I would say.
God. God. Okay. That's all you needed to tell me.
Like a P or a T?
I don't know. We haven't met more than just Rain at this point because it's still at the beginning. But
let me.
I don't need to know. I just was curious. You're muted, Laura.
Yeah, Laura, you're muted.
No, I was just saying she doesn't want to know. Nothing.
I want to know.
Oh, you want to know? Oh.
Yeah.
No, I was like, I still kind of want Kenneth to die in a fiery ball of death, but also like if he turned out to be an okay person, I wouldn't be terribly mad about it.
Yeah. I
okay.
feel like
sorry. T is not her husband. The letter T is the first letter of her dragon's name. It's very different.
Damn it, Malta got a dragon? Ugh, she doesn't deserve one.
Okay, she's a really cool dragon, so I'm so sorry to tell you that. But
oh damn! Does she get the? I don't know how to say this without spoiling it for people who haven't read this book. Because we met a possible dragon at the beginning of this book that has not been hatched yet. So, anyways, did you have something you?
Probably. Probably.
Okay. All right. So, does anybody have anything they want to plug? Any last thoughts? Because no.
So the book that I moved on to is Heroic Heroes. It's an anthology of a bunch of urban fantasy stories, and the first one is an urban or a story from the Dresden Files, because Jim Butcher was one of the main curators for this book.
That makes sense. That does make sense.
Yeah. But it was a very cute story. It featured like a fairy who's like his general of the little people and stuff. And yeah, it's Toot Toot.
Oh, I know who that. I can't remember their name, but I know who that is.
That's Star-Lord.
Yeah. I love him so much.
Me too. And so I was really excited to see a short story from him. Also, the book comes out in May, and I own all the Dresden Files like short stories books or like the compilations, and this one obviously is new, so it's not in any of them. So like I feel like I know something that other people don't know about the series. It just makes me feel happy on the inside.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is like my favorite series. Like most of the series I wouldn't get this excited for, but I'm very excited for this one.
Nice. All right. Does anybody else have anything they want to plug?
I will have sprints tomorrow, probably at the same time on my channel.
Okay.
Yep. And I believe Brianna will have sprints sometime tomorrow in the morning. Have I asked her when that is? No. I just assumed she'll send the link. Show up at some point. 10.
Probably 10.
Because she's been going back and forth between 10 and noon.
well, that's going to make the difference between whether or not I show up.
Yeah, I'm going to yoga tomorrow, so I can't do the 10. If she's doing it at 12, I can probably make it.
Yeah. So, okay. I think tomorrow's video is going to be a Fable and recommendations video. I'm slightly off schedule at this point because I skipped yesterday's video. Because I took a nap at 6 p.m. and woke up at 10. And I was like,
Do not.
whatever. The dogs are barking and Cal is offended. But we'll see. A video will go up tomorrow probably because I'll be editing it during Brianna's sprints. What? Okay. Anyways,
Hey, no, there's no barking in.
I know there's no barking in your house, but I just heard someone trying something.
Yeah, and your camera was sort of doing like still frames, like being a little bit jumpy, and so it was just like different images of you being offended, and it was really funny.
It was really fun.
Cassie barked just like one bark, and then Marcus was like, "What? What? What?"
It's because he has the brain of a brick.
He do.
All right. Thank you so much for watching.
Bye.
I have everyone linked down below in my description box, so make sure that you check out the channel, subscribe if that suits your fancy, and I will see y'all later where we will talk about more wordy, nerdy things.